Being in a position to actually deliver for Amazon with your own box truck can be extremely profitable. I mean, we have actually been researching this data for the last 20 years, and people are making a lot of cash in this industry. So let me give you the overview that I want you to really focus on right now. So when we talk about Amazon box truck owner operators, we're talking about monthly salary from $5,500 to nearly $10,000 in the United States, and this is weekly, according to official BLS data from the U.S. Labor Department. So BLS is actually the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they actually have done research, and they see that if you are a box truck owner operator making like driving for Amazon, you can make anywhere from 5,500 to 9,850. So the potential is there, boss. So we're talking about six digits potentially every year. This is really good, and so you can actually drive for Amazon with your own box truck, not a problem. And the thing here is that one thing that's very important, of course, there are requirements that I will explain into this conversation, but it is totally possible. And if you want to actually, now Amazon does have a contact sort of like a form if you want to start driving for them. So you want to start hauling for them. You want to join something called the Amazon Freight Partner Program if you want to have consistent and long-term work. So the actual Amazon board is a reliable source of loads and is an excellent way to keep your fleet moving. Or if you're a solopreneur, if you are just a one owner operator, you can still also get loads all the time. So this is important. So now accessibility to the relay board, to the relay load board, offers peace of mind and knowing that listen, as a driver, you are actually doing guaranteed work all over the year. And this is really important for your business to have that kind of stability, right, boss? So if you're hauling loads right now, having this stability is really important. So to become a box truck owner operator, this is what I will explain to this conversation. It's important to understand that you have to comply with Amazon the box truck owner operator requirements at all times. So even if you are accepted into the program, you are constantly being monitored. Okay, Amazon has lots of data points where they monitor their box truck owner operators just to make sure that in terms of safety, in terms of customer experience, in terms of reliability, those box truck owner operators are still very high performers. So here are the steps I want you to follow right now if you want to deliver for Amazon with your own box truck. First, you want to get your ALC. Very important. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And so when I'm talking about getting your LLC, it could be your S corp, it could be your it could be a C corp, it could be an LP. But what we have seen in our research is that the LLC, the limited liability type of company, really is the best when it comes to delivering for Amazon with your own box truck. You want to organize your business. You want to form a business. Don't do this as a sole proprietorship. There are lots of advantages to having an LLC, to having a company, in terms of taxes, in terms of preserving your personal assets, because you are basically divorcing your personal assets from your business's assets. So something were to happen, creditors and and people who are suing you will not actually get in trouble. Like they will not actually get an opportunity to touch your personal assets. This is really important because when you drive your own box truck, stuff happens. If there's an accident, there could be a shift in liability. So please make sure you have an LLC. So you can actually, so you want to choose a name for your LLC. I mean, the thing about the LLCs is that things are done at the state level, but every state has practically the same sort of the same set of procedures. So you want to choose a name for your LLC. You want to provide an address for receiving official mail. This is why they want you to have a registered agent. Don't use your own address. So don't use your personal address, your private address. You want to use a business address, or even better, just hire a registered agent. Okay, so they'll take care of that for you. And so you want to file your articles of organization. So if you're an LLC, you have to file your articles of organization. If you are a C corporation or S corporation, you have to file articles of incorporation. Okay, very important. So you want to obtain the proper business permits from state authorities, and you have to publish notice of LLC formation. So basically, based on your state, authorities will let you know how to do that. You want to create an LLC operating agreement, and you want to keep your LLC active. This is important by opening a business bank account. Okay, and you want to get insurance for your box truck operation. You want to think about business accounting software. Okay, so those are, and you want to comply with federal requirements such as obtaining an EIN. Very important. The second thing I want you to do, boss, is to buy or lease a truck. So by the way, I want to quickly remind you, today's topic, we're having a convo about how to deliver for Amazon with your own box truck. So the thing is, if you currently have a truck, that's good for you, boss, that's good. But if you are interested in this industry and you have no idea how to get in, there is hope, okay? And so you have two options. You can buy or you can lease. Now, every option has its pros and cons. The thing here is that what is your financial situation? Because basically, if you're leasing a box truck, the initial down payment or the initial monetary outlay is not as high as if you were actually buying, right? If you're leasing, there are some lessors, there are some leasing companies that don't even ask you to put anything down. They just give you you sign the contract and you're just making payments every month. So there's no need to put a 20% down payment, for example. Okay, and so if you want to have a box truck lease, you want to determine your eligibility, and it's even better, try to be pre-approved. Okay, when we talk about factors that determine eligibility, you have your credit score, you have time in business with the CDL license. So credit score of 600 or above is really good. Time in business with the CDL license. So 3 years is really what the leasing agencies love. Down payment amount in some cases, okay, how much you can afford to put down on your box truck lease. So this is really important. And the thing you have to really think about, you need to find your new or used box truck and think about things like make, model, a year, mileage, the condition report, any past major repairs. Preferably, you want this to be sold or leased by a box truck dealer. Okay, the serial number of the truck. And so those are really important. And you need to actually find good box truck insurance, things like liability coverage, physical damage coverage, bobtail coverage for non-trucking use. You have cargo and storage coverage that covers what you're hauling. Those are really important, okay? So, and you need just to contact, if you have any question, we do have a good list of all the leasing agencies when it comes to box truck. So now you can either lease or you can buy. So buying means you are looking for financing. We also cover this on other shows. So if you're interested, let us know in the comment section. We'll send you the video. But it's important to think about, hey, listen, there are pros and cons when leasing versus financing, and make sure that you actually study the requirements before financing your box truck. It's not really that complicated though, because when you are actually buying a box truck, you are actually collateralizing the purchase. So the risk to the lender is not really that high. The third thing I want you to do here is to apply for VIN. Okay, so this is important. So after getting your truck or on the lease, you must apply for the vehicle identification number. And so then you want to contact the MC number or the authority letter to operate the box truck for Amazon, because this step will cost up to $300. Okay, this is really, really important, boss. If you want to deliver for Amazon with your own box truck, please do not underestimate this part. So knowing what a VIN number is can be especially helpful when getting a quote for car insurance, buying a new car, or getting a vehicle history report on a used car you like to buy. Don't be caught off guard when you head out to the driveway, parking lot, or garage to find it. Okay, so it's important to understand that VIN is basically an abbreviation for vehicle identification number, and so a VIN is a series of 17 numbers and letters that an automobile manufacturer assigns to every individual vehicle, and vehicles made prior to 1981 may have fewer than 17 characters. So every VIN is different, and the VIN will not actually change during the lifetime of a vehicle. So you want to think about a car's VIN like its DNA. It's unique to your vehicle. It doesn't change and can provide valuable information about the vehicle. Okay, and so it's important to really pay attention to that. And again, when we talk about you driving for Amazon with your own box truck, you are basically trying to make sure you want to think about safety, of course. You want to think about regulatory compliance, of course. Okay, and it's so a VIN number, a VIN, not a VIN number, a VIN, because a VIN number is really redundant, right? So a VIN tells you a lot of things. You actually think about the continent where the vehicle was built, the manufacturer of your car, the vehicle brand, security code, model year, assembly plan, unique serial number. So you have a constellation of data points that VIN is trying to communicate to you. But why does this matter to you? Well, boss, it matters because of insurance. It matters because you can help find whether your box truck that you were about to buy or lease actually has been stolen in the past. You get a complete history about that vehicle, and this is really really important. Okay, and the VIN also helps detect criminal activity. This is another important element because the last thing you want is to start driving for Amazon and you realize that your box truck is actually involved in a series of I don't know, series of problems, quote unquote problems. You don't want that. What I want you to do next is to get your box truck insured. Now, when it comes to insurance, the cost is on you. Amazon is not really taking care of everything, okay? Because remember that you are an independent contractor, you are an independent courier for Amazon. So things like box truck insurance, things like licenses and permits, you taking care of that. You have to take care of those things, okay? So when we talk about insurance for your box truck, Amazon has a specific requirements for the insurance for things like the limits in terms of policies, and you have to really understand that when we talk about the types of box trucks, you do have moving box trucks, your ice box, you have sleeper box trucks, you have reefer. You have reefers, you have cargo cutaway, and you have tilt cap. So you got to ask yourself, which one do you currently have? Because Amazon has loads all over the country for each type of box truck. So you got to be really clear about the kind of a box truck you need, okay? And when we talk about box truck insurance coverages, well, coverages available for box truck are similar to the coverage provided for standard autos, with a few additional coverage options available for box trucks. So you have liability. So bodily injury and property damage. So this for bodily injury, basically you're covering costs related to injuries suffered by others as a result of an accident caused by you or your employees. For property damage, you're basically covering costs associated with damage to other people's property in an accident caused by you or your employees. Okay, and when we talk about, so there are other types of insurance coverages here. We have cargo insurance. So you are basically providing a financial safety net in case your cargo is damaged during transportation. And you have collision. So you are basically helping, like this coverage will help pay for repairs or replacement of your box truck if it is damaged in an accident. You have comprehensive. So this coverage will help pay for repairs or replacement of your box truck if it is damaged in a non-collision incident, for example, fire, theft, or vandalism. You have also non-trucking liability. So if you are a for-hire driver, you may need this insurance to help cover liability-related costs if you cause an accident in your box truck while you are not on dispatch. Okay, so basically here you have the whole constellation of coverages here. The next thing I want you to do is to actually check out Amazon non-CDL driver offer. Because the thing is, if you're driving for Amazon with your own box truck, you may need a CDL or you may not need a CDL. Okay, so but the good thing is that Amazon is constantly adding new job offers to its load bars. So there are opportunities, there are offers for Amazon non-CDL drivers. Okay, there are offers from Amazon to non-CDL drivers. So please, you want to check the Amazon load board, the official load board. So go to the Relay Amazon and explore all the available selection. And secondly, you have the option to try the application when it comes to Amazon dedicated lanes. Okay, to meet these requirements, you should have at least 3 Amazon box trucks and possess an excellent track rating, such as picking the loads on time, and regularly delivering Amazon sites and products. Okay, so this is the only thing Amazon wants you to have. And so after that, they should be able. They'll take care of you. They'll start approving you for more job opportunities. And one thing I also want to say here is that you want to also next you want to search for the load boards. So finding the load boards for the box truck of Amazon is it's a tough job though. And nowadays various load boards are available to load a truck and find a load to carry. So what I'm trying to say here is that, hey, listen, you can try Amazon, but if you don't find anything interesting, you want to diversify. Okay, obviously this show is about delivering for Amazon with your own box truck, but depending on your geography, you might have more or less competition. And if you have more competition, and you still need to feed your family, you still need to put food on the table, you still need to generate revenue, then try to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket. Okay, don't put all your eggs in the Amazon basket, especially if it's too heavy, if it's too crowded. Okay, so go to other load boards. I mean, you have that, you have a truck shop, you have load boards, you have direct freight, you have a constellation of load boards that actually are posted, thousands of loads every single year. So it's all about you availing yourself of those opportunities and making sure that you are constantly staying on top of new trends in the industry. The next thing I want you to do here is to hire a dispatcher. Why do you need a dispatcher? Well, this sort of prolongs the conversation I just had with you in terms of not putting all your eggs in the same basket. This is really important. If you want to deliver for Amazon with your own truck, you can do so, but sometimes, depending on your geography, you might have like 50% or 60% or 70% of business from Amazon. So the question is, how are you going to fill the 30% gap? Because there's a delta here, and the delta 30%, you got to fill it. Otherwise, your revenue is going down. So this is why you want to think about alternative ways to actually constantly have loads. Okay, and one way of doing this is actually hire a dispatcher. So I mean, don't forget, we actually had a conversation not long ago where we were talking about the importance of self dispatching, so doing things yourself. But if you don't have time, or you would rather be on the wheel, doing OTR and just hauling loads and whatnot, then you want to hire someone. You want to outsource the whole sort of quote unquote back office work. And a dispatcher is will be happy to do that for you. But please make sure that you actually have a budget for that, though, because there are some budgetary consequences. There are some financial consequences to hiring a dispatcher, and you also got to ask yourself whether or not you would rather go with a broker or dispatcher. Okay, and we have actually covered this on another show, so I'm not going to really go into details here, but it's important to understand that a dispatcher, in your case, I mean, a dispatcher is better if you really want somebody to really, really take care of you and be only dedicated to your business, as opposed to a broker who is just like a middleman, like an intermediary between you and a shipper. So this is important, and you also want to make sure that you are clearly describing what kind of duties you want the dispatcher to actually take. Okay, and it's really important to actually look for truck dispatchers with technical aptitude. Like, they really have to understand a little bit what's going on in the trucking industry, and especially have experience with box trucks. Okay, and one thing I also want you to do here is to think about actually running a background and reference check, because the last thing you want is to actually have somebody who has baggage, right? Somebody who has baggage. You know what I'm talking about. So you don't want to have that in your business. So please do your research first. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to deliver for Amazon with your own box truck. So I gave you an overview about the whole opportunity. And so here are the steps I want you to follow. You want to get your ALC, buy or lease a truck, apply for VIN, get your box truck insured, check out Amazon non-CDL driver offers, search for the load boards, and hire a dispatcher. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.